Okay. Go. So today I have got sorry, just dogs are on me. Hey Billy Usable, how you doing? How's things? So agree. Hopefully not really quite a restart. On the docket today is maybe learn a little bit about Pulumi and what it can do for me. So yesterday we got the app. Oh wait, I got the app. Oh, I need to update. Forgot that part. I got all the changes merged that I've been working on the last couple of weeks. I've got all the display of the changes working. And it's time to start thinking about what are you not liking? Planning item change event. Why are you looking for planning item change event? What have I done there? Planning item change event isn't there. You complete what? It's time to start thinking about what deployment looks like. I'm not going to figure out deployment right now, but just at least start to get a handle on things, see if I can get Pulumi running installed and start to learn a little bit more about what is possible. So I can get a... Don't eat straws, dog. No. Um, sorry, the dog was eating something, took it away from her, and water for letting me have it. Yeah, so I kind of want to figure out what's possible. Actually, before I do that, I need to... I'm missing something. Why is that going to start flickering eventually with this light? Um, let's find out. Okay, I'll see if that runs. Probably best to make sure that runs before I go getting too carried away with anything else. What we're going to do. Tell me that won't start. There we go. Okay. I just need to run a quick scan and figure out some IPs. Okay, that's building. That's building. Version updates, version updates. Joy, joy, joy. Okay, I was taking a sweet time, wasn't it? Because I've changed so much. So the goal of this project, right? The goal of getting this deployed is I need to be able to deploy all these different services. I need to be able to do that. And Pulumi seems like a solid tool for figuring that out with, right? Um, I had issues with that last night. We'll get around to that again. So what I'm looking to do is get the Pulumi installed. Let's stick in that right now. create a project, name, then we can start defining things. And this is to get Nginx running in Pulumi up. What tells Pulumi where? Does this assume that Pulumi is running on the machine with Kubernetes installed? Figuring access before you begin. Yeah, before you begin, configure Kubernetes. Okay. So the Pulumi can connect to a Kubernetes cluster. If you have previously configured the kubectl, gotcha. Okay, so I need the kubeconfig, don't I? That's what that's going to be. Use a local kubeconfig if available. Okay. I might have that already. Why do I keep clicking that today? Oh, you can do your updates. Um, because it did have yes, I do have a kubeconfig already. Yeah, well, one. So I'm just trying to figure out how do you scan. I'm not going to show it on the screen because I don't want to. Yeah. Oh, 0.0. Oh, yeah. I don't want to show any machine information on the screen just in case I've got things open I shouldn't have. So what I need to do is figure out how. So I've got a kubeconfig already installed. So I need to figure out how to get Pulumi configured to that. So I want to deploy to Kubernetes the first time, right? So I want a local. I've got a little box. I've got a little mini PC. I want to deploy to Kubernetes and get everything running. I'm not going to worry about cloud deployment. I'm not going to worry about AWS or Azure services, etc. At this phase, I just want to worry about can I deploy it. So we're going to tinker with this today because I need to get some plans together for what comes next on the project. So this seems like a good thing. Barely. Did you get very far with your Pulumi exploration, or did you were you just looking at it in general? I was just surface level looking at it. We have some cloud formation templates. I want to move over to some better infrastructure as code. Nice. Yeah, I've not done the last time I did a deployment to Kubernetes, I figured it out for another project. And I got I got it working. I got the gateway in there. I got all sorts of stuff in there. But I did it through just the YAML files through Terraform and Pulumi similar. Yeah, infrastructure as code. Yeah. Uh, made all that. I was late for the stream because I went and got coffee. I've yet to drink any of the coffee. Probably not a good idea. A waste. For some reason, the project has only just kicked up into life. It's still building everything. Something's going very wrong here. Yeah, so code with Sean. I don't think he streams anymore. But he was using Pulumi. He uses Pulumi a lot, I think. And that's pretty good. Someone suggested TypeScript rather than yeah, but we'll see. What I'm looking for right now is to uh, how do you scan? I figure out without turning on machine. Find that the yeah. This might be academic. Just trying to get the little box that I've set up. There we go. Okay. Wasn't enjoying. There we go. I did remember the 236. Okay. Well, actually, that should not be necessary because the the kube config's there. My brain works so weird. I don't want to buy a tent to go camping with dodgeball. There's a chance I'll spend £360 on a coding course. Well, to be fair, one of those things you will use more than the other, I would imagine. Okay, so let's go through this. Okay, we need to get Pulumi installed. That's step number one, actually, because I had a heck of a time with this yesterday. Let's see if I get any better today. Exactly. Okay, so if we do Choco install Pulumi. Chocolate detects you are not running from an elevated shell. Let's do PowerShell admin. So I was just being an idiot yesterday. Okay. Why can't I have that in the same tab? Oh, because it's elevated. Choco install Pulumi. Yeah, whatever. Just do whatever you want to do. I need to get some post-it notes and stick stick IP addresses on things. So I have previously configured an Ubuntu box. I believe I've installed Kubernetes on it. We'll find out, and we'll find out when we try to connect to it, right? And I believe I have um, yeah, I've statically assigned it. Okay, the install Pulumi is successful, so it won't, the IP address won't change. So let's do Pulumi version. Pulumi was successful. I don't want to do this with the elevated shell if I can do it. Avoid that all the time. There you go. Okay. A new version of Pulumi is available. Wow. These upgrades happen fast. Okay, we're going to assume that the 128 to 129 is not drastically different. Okay, so um, download kubectl. Uh, might have it actually. To Yes, I do. Okay, I already have it. Nice. Okay. If you have completed kube configuration and are using the default kube config file, you will be able to set the configuration variable. Let's move. I'm going to move that off the screen just to start init new cube. Add your Pulumi stats by logging in. That over there. I'm going to use my GitHub account to do that because then it's all hooked into GitHub and then I don't have to mess around with that. Okay. Tell me I only need a we need to make a project. We need to I'm going to switch this up a little bit. I'm going to move this window over here. This window here. That way at least you see stuff. And if anyone's following along at home, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so Pulumi. So cd dev make the Pulumi the liquid sky. So on one of these pages, Pulumi new Kubernetes. Do we do TypeScript? Yeah, let's go with TypeScript. What's the worst that happens? Sky, project description, thing, must be project management and planning platform. Create a stack in an organization, use dev. So yeah, we'll use dev. Is there a difference between those three? Do I get benefits from using PNPM or Yarn over NPM? Why you should prefer using PNPM over NPM and Yarn? PNPM is a drop-in replacement. For NPM. It's built on top of NPM and is much faster and more efficient than its predecessor. It's highly disk efficient and solves inherent issues in NPM. NPM uses flattened node modules, so the flattened dependency results in many issues, such as the algorithm for flattening a dependency tree is complex, blah, 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 blah. PNPM uses hard links and symlinks to maintain a semi-strict node module structure. So what's the difference between the hard link and soft link, blah, 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 blah. USL blasphemy. I important guy. Apex, good morning. Sally, good morning or good day. Yeah, a bit of deployment stuff today. We'll use PNPM. It seems like it's cool. I'm taking a little bit of a look at Pulumi to see if I can't get something deployed or at least communicating with a little Kubernetes box I've got sat here next to me. You know, which is the sales pitches with more target-side reasons. Yeah. Storage. Okay. I think the article I found. So for reference, that's the article I found. I think it was telling me that it was just going into an education on sim links and hard links, and my eyes glazed over. I just want to know which one I should use. Okay, so that's that part, and then we can do Pulumi. Oh, now I've got a local. I've got a local kube config, so communicating with the Kubernetes bot should be permitted. And then we can do. That's it. That's WSL, important guy. I actually managed to type project management and planning platform. 630 Canadian. That tent's looking much better. Okay, it looks like it's struggling to. So Pulumi gives me this dashboard. That's what I'm looking at right now. Waiting for app public set to be available. 0 of 1 pods available. Oh no. Oh, it's euros. Okay. Um, stateful set is here. See, this is where I get. This is why I don't. Um, this is why I don't like um, doing this on stream because it's a massive struggle for me. I don't like the idea of just sitting here and trying to just bundle my way through things because reading manuals isn't my strong point. I kind of tinker until I get it to work, which doesn't always translate. Okay. Can I do? Yeah. I don't think I can SSH from here. Yes, I can. Thought the public key was set. Morning, Mojo. How you doing? Okay, that's not working. Failed to fully initialize or become live. Resource operation was cancelled. Okay, so it did communicate. Mission denied public key. Well, that's a problem. That's a definite problem. I can't screen share this part. Um, how do I do this one then? Cube CTL. So try creating the pod. Um, is it dash? Oh, wide. I need to see the logs of why that failed. Oh, it's kubectl. Nginx. Kubectl get pods. That one. Kubectl. I mean, I think I know why. Dash P. Can I validate that Kubernetes is running properly? I installed the kubeconfig, and I know that I used a tool to connect to it, so I know that the kubeconfig. Yeah. The kubeconfig requires either not, Pulumi will not find it will fail to authenticate its cluster. So I'm authenticating against the cluster. Kubectl config kube. Yeah. That's if I'm setting my own context. Do I have to do that? community organization may have already been out in appropriate queue config, for example. As you problem. I don't have to do that, right? Context. So the context name is Kubernetes admin at Kubernetes. But that looks like Pulumi stat init. Config set. CTR config. I'm already using that context. I'm not going to share my stack with others. Okay. So I assume that by context means if we have a stack that I can have one context, you can have another context, and we don't overlap with each other when we're deploying resources. I assume that's what that means. By the way, did that part. So this created this file, and there's our deployment, our index.ts, nginx. Okay. Deploy the stack, Pulumi it up. It doesn't want to create because it says 0, 1 pods. It's not telling me why it can't create. That's what's frustrating. So how do I learn that part, right? Because I can do Pulumi up here. Waiting for app replica set to be available. So how do I check the replica set? I don't think I think this is more likely a problem for me than a problem for them. Okay. Cube, CTL, get bots. Uh-oh. I don't think I can do Pulumi down, right? So that's the previous run because I created the new stack, right? Kubectl, delete odds. Can I do this with kubectl? I think so. I think I can. kubectl. Pod. Let's get the name. Hi, Michael Harrington. How you doing? Pod. Okay. Back. Stats. Ah, so that's what that was. Okay, new cube stack. Okay. So that's why. So does that then? So Pulumi YAML tsconfig. Pulumi new stack. Just try this one just to clean it up. But so that's one we're working with. Okay. I'm learning Laravel at the moment. Nice. Nice. How's that going? Laravel's not a bad framework. I got to use it last year. Be pretty quick to get things up and running with it. Back here. So is it a Pulumi problem or is it a me problem? I'm gonna say it's a me problem, but got that part. Got that part. Love it. It's just downright fun to build with. Like I have solutions for almost everything. Yeah, it's there's a lot of out the box stuff. A lot of opinionated stuff. Not opinionated, kind of hands off stuff where you get, oh, I want to add users and auth and all that sort of stuff, and then it's just there. Yes, you can get through. Yeah. 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 Things like the ORM and stuff. A little bit confusing to get used to, but you get there eventually. So I feel like this is close. I just don't know which piece to look at. I don't know whether I'm looking at Pulumi or Kubernetes from a kubectl get cluster status. Get component status. Kubectl get CS. Component status is deprecated in 9 scheduler, control manager. CTL plus the info. Control plane is running. And this is why up until now I've kind of avoided doing this on streams because I'm not sure what I want to look at to figure out why Pulumi won't deploy. But sharing it on stream does allow me to show the struggle, right? I'm not just going off making it work and then coming back and going, oh, Pulumi is the best thing since sliced bread. If I'm going to say it, I need to mean it. So I feel like doing this again is just the definition of insanity, right? There is a joke in my country. You would censor the programming language you don't use for fun. Most of people would mention PHP that were correcting, right? Most PHP though. Yeah, I know PHP gets a bad rap, but Laravel with PHP 8 is a lot cleaner than old PHP. That's for certain. Laravel's such an advanced framework at this point. There's plugins and all sorts for it. There's yeah. Well, I mean, it matters if you're trying to get a job or you're trying to learn, um, or you're trying to use platforms, right? There's a limited set of languages. Um, if you were using this, right, Pulumi, I have what 5 languages available to me. So, but in general, if you're just learning how to code and stuff, then yeah, it doesn't really matter. So I have a cube file. I have config. I've any experience with Vue. No, not of any significant amount. I've used it a little bit. Um, actually, I started the application before to demonstrate, didn't I? So this is using Angular. If you're new to the stream or you haven't seen this before, um, right now this is a very rough version of the dashboard, but basically the idea is that it's going to display things that I need to know about, right, when people have updated it. I can go in here and I can see, yeah, changes, etc. So yeah, this is using Angular. I have tinkered with Vue, but I haven't really used it. But it has come to the point where, so Exokamil said the other day he had a video, and I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's basically the one of the maintainers of Angular says that pretty much Angular and React are pretty much the same in terms of underlying challenges, the problems they solve, etc. Not actually the same frameworks, but um, the point was more that the frameworks have kind of converged in terms of if you can use one, you can pick up another pretty quickly. Um, the frameworks for client side stuff are almost language like, right? If you're comfortable with them, you can transition between them. Um, and a lot of job postings I've seen recently um, are saying experience with a JavaScript based framework. So they're not really saying you have to have a special one. Yeah. Was it Angular maintainer? It was blown out proportionally, as like Sokamil put it. Um, uh, that's the actual article. That's the one he brought up. He's saying how he was reviewing them because he's been asked to merge Angular with their internal, what's it called, Wiz. Oh, you can't remember that. Never. So yeah. So anyway, Angular is kind of my my go to right this second for client side stuff. RxJS signals are something I've got to get my head around as I go forward and learn how to use more. I really don't like React. Maybe I spent like 100 hours in React, then switch to Vue and stay there. Yeah. I mean, once you're used to doing something a certain way, it's very hard to change. But it's just learning how they present the same concepts in a different way, right? What is it? And part of the way of this the way I've designed this system is that this UI, it doesn't matter. If I want to change out the UI later on, I can do. I can put GraphQL in place because I've got GraphQL in place and I've got all the APIs in place. Ultimately, the choice of UI is doesn't really matter. It's just that I can be productive. Anyway, anyhow, off to work. Good luck all. Dota, have a great day. Take care. I need to get that prompter up and running. I'm going to get that after stream today. I'm going to get the prompter plugged into this PC because I'm pretty much at this point, this PC is going to become my single machine. And what I might do is later in the year, just upgrade this to a larger piece. Um, yeah. So Angular is what I'm comfortable with, but Vue, React, etc. Procrastinating again. Delete cluster. Why would I do that? Config get clusters. There we go. Let's see. Cube CTL config get clusters. Kubernetes. So I have a cluster. To add a cluster to your config. Right, because the cluster is the machine. I can add, okay. Cube CTL config current context. Okay. Context in Kubernetes is an object that contains a set of access parameters for your cluster. It consists of a cluster namespace and user. Contexts allow you to quickly switch between different sets of cluster configuration. Namespace in Kubernetes is an abstraction that allows you to subdivide your cluster into multiple virtual clusters. By the way, again, I need to get better at sharing links. I don't need to worry about namespaces right now. kubectl, yeah, namespace. Yeah, I worry about namespacing and all sorts of stuff once I understand how to do some of this stuff. So, as far as I can tell, Kubernetes is up and running on the machine. I don't have any reason for it to not work, is what I'm thinking so far. Another way to configure that would be if I go and get this YAML file. Do a deployment of it. Mr. Anhorn, how are you doing? We are trying to tinker with Pulumi against Kubernetes today. I'm not doing well. This is off to a bad start. Did they give you that file so I can test it? No. I'm going to orchestrate the world. Just want to learn. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to use Pulumi, and when I do Pulumi up, so I've got a Kubernetes cluster running. I've got a kubeconfig file in my machine so I can communicate with the cluster. So I've got kubectl. I've done deploy stack. No, that's not that one. I did this part to make sure the context was set. And when I do Pulumi up, it just sticks there trying to create the Nginx. And just because I wanted to make it harder to use TypeScript. So what I'm trying to figure out is my Kubernetes setup wrong? Or is my Pulumi not working correctly? Or how do I determine which one's not working is the challenge right this second. So easy, doesn't it? Where's it up? Pulumi's own docs. They're Kubernetes docs. So this is off Pulumi. Yeah, it communicates. So if I do Pulumi up, right? Perform the update. It gets stuck here waiting for app replica set to be available. If I kubectl get pods, it's got the pod there. This is one that failed earlier on. which logs? Oh, because I didn't delete the deployment. I need to get the Pulumi waits for it to complete and it's getting stuck in chaos. That's what I was trying to determine. So if I do kubectl logs, I get no logs back. But I need to do, that's what I need to do. I need to delete the deployment, not the pod. The pod is the running instance, not the deployment, right? It's coming back to me a little bit now. kubectl get help get deployments. Let's do that one. No, I don't want it in JSON format, do I? That's that one. kubectl delete. I think I can do that. Yeah, that works. kubectl logs. Not found in namespace default. Oh, why? What namespace are you in then? That's called the default namespace. So why? That was deployments. So why can I not? So, well, where is that namespace? That might be part of the problem. So that's not going in default namespace. Y dash A. Namespace default. Logs. Dash N default. Not found in namespace default. Against using a GUI. Not against it. Actually, I think I have. I think I have one installed. I'm just being stubborn. He says confident. I think. Open file. It's just going to be like, yeah, I think it is on my Posh. Yeah. I thought I was just going to look super cool doing it in the command line, but yeah, we'll use a GUI. Choose a cluster. Okay, so choose a cluster. There's my cluster, right? That ain't healthy. Pod 4 of 8 pods requested. Be right back. I'll check it afterwards. No worries, Mr. Anhon. It's fine. Just abandon me. Pending. Look super cool with Vim. I bet I would. Um, 0 of 1 nodes are available. Had untolerated taint. I should have quantified that. Deployments. You get lost. It's a nice UI. It's a very nice UI. Very clean. Sixteen CPU units, 27 gig of memory. It's a 16 core AMD CPU with 32 gig on the machine. So back off restarting. Oh, hold on. Why are you restarting? It's core DNS. I don't think this is in good shape. Yeah. I think something's not configured correctly. I think I've missed something in here. Show logs, there we go. So if the cube proxy is in a crash loop, it won't be that one. That'll just be a randomized. Um, NVIDIA. This is hard. This is why people earn money doing this as a job. Well, so this is going to be part of the problem without a doubt, right? The core components of the system, the default components that are installed are not functioning. I have no doubt that that's actually part of the problem. Yeah, yeah, no pods are up. Show logs. So why are you in a I was gonna say that's not default namespace, name, cluster. Yeah, things are not healthy, are they? For certain. And I think it's definitely this. Container's not ready. I wonder if it just didn't install. Hey Exec, how you doing? Just wonder if I didn't install whatever on the machine correctly. So I think what I'll do is I do want to play with Pulumi. I think if I get a Kubernetes cluster that's actually going to work properly up and running, and headlamp is very nice. This is a nice UI. I like it. But until we have the whole system working, nothing's going to be healthy, is it? Let's stop Pulumi trying to do that. Oh, it failed finally. Yeah, that's fine. Cube CTR. Yeah, deploy. Yeah, so there's a deployment there. So we can go here. Delete that deployment. Yes. There you go. Yeah. So no deployments there. Why is the 2 core DNS? Like, hold on, that says it's running now. That was failing, right? I'm not going crazy. What? No, there's no pods available. 02 pods. Pending. Yeah, crash. Oh, there you go. What's the worst that happens? These are pods anyway, they're not. So they're not. That should recreate them anyway, but let's see if that works. It's a pod. Sets. Game sets. I still think it's not healthy. I just it's the worst that happens. I want to see if starting Pulumi is actually what sends that into. Oh no. Unable to get cluster stake because I didn't do. Let's see. I deleted it. Therefore, Pulumi was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So now it creates the deployment to prepare it. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. So what I'm wondering is if this was caused by this trying to start, but oh no, restarts 1 minute ago. It already restarted itself. Yeah, it's an error. That can't be a coincidence, though. So this goes into a restart as I touched it. It was. Let's do this. Let's delete that. I'll delete that deployment. Let's see if that stabilizes. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I crashed the back out. Okay, so it's nothing to do with pulling me. I want to see the logs. So I'm going to assume that basically I have got a balked install of Kubernetes. I'm going to go with that as my assumption for now. And reinstalling it is my best bet. No, because that's not. Oh, there you go. It went again. But it didn't log anything. Okay. How do you delete the cluster? Workloads. Delete a local cluster. So someone is suggesting that there's a net configuration in. So there is this suggestion here that the kernel doesn't allow certain things. No one answered this, but this is. Well, I can check though it's on the actual machine. So forgive me if I don't read chat. Should we spike Kubernetes? Yeah, let's spike it. You mean as a investigation part? Um, okay, so kubectl config get cluster kubectl. kubectl get help. Oh, kubectl cluster config, right? Kubectl get cluster config. There's a command list right before I swear. It's in this one, I think. Cluster management. What's the worst that happens? about having the prompt would help because I would have a screen to read chat while still doing that. Delete. Just want to get the cluster name. Well, I know the cluster name. That's the cluster name, right? Kubernetes admin at Kubernetes. Yeah, that's the cluster name. Okay. So to delete a cluster, do that. kubectl config delete cluster, and then you go here because you can't remember it. Kubernetes admin at Kubernetes admin at Kubernetes. Okay. So sysctl net filter net. That does not do what I think it did, by the way. I think you can do that from the cluster. Let's see if that works. So the problem comes from that. Ready? No. Yeah, because it just destroyed everything. So what I'm going to do. No, I just broke things further. The I don't think the system's up and running correctly. The kube proxy was failing routinely. The core DNS wasn't set up right, so I don't think the cluster was actually in any good shape. So I think what I need to do is just install it and go through it and make sure that the system's stable. I installed it the week. I can't remember. It's installed on Ubuntu. Can't remember what directions I followed to install Kubernetes. Yeah, probably Minikube. there's that many tools and that many different ways of doing some of these things that I have no idea. I've got to learn the terms, right? I've got to learn what certain tools mean to certain things. So yeah, this is uh this is challenging to say the least. A self-managed KAS is probably not the best starting place. You, so you mean use a cloud-based version and cost myself money so that I know that it's Kubernetes and it's up and running? Is that what you're suggesting? You have a free learning platform. Right, but I need it doesn't I mean, okay. So I'd have to go through it once. Yeah, there's that many tools and that many pieces and different names for things and different options, etc., that it just gets very confusing. Yeah, I don't think I installed the Kubernetes dashboard. Yeah, it's as many layers and not having a good ratio. Your disk or LB is not configured enabled. Like yours was probably because it's doing bare metal is very hard to get right. Having a good base, you can't really know it. Breaking like yours is probably because it's bare metal on your disk or LB is not configured enabled. Yeah, I thought I had done a deployment to it, so I thought I had it working enough. Um, yeah, I will. I will persevere. So the Minikube should have a reset command. Let's just. The problem is, hold on. I don't have the. If I have the prompter up and running, this would be a little easier. This will at least allow me to see chat while I go through the screen. Let's see. Minikube. Yeah, I've told it bought. Did this and never on Friday. How could I have dropped into the call? Yeah. I'll I mean I'm not the reason I'm tinkering with this today, the reason I'm playing with this is because the with Liquid Sky we have the changes in their first iteration showing, so it gets to show the vision. I've got to plan out some extra pieces now as to what comes next, and it just doesn't seem to make sense. Let's close that down. I did. To just start something on a stream randomly. So that's why I chose to do this today. I was hoping that I actually had the machine configured. But uh, what's it called? Hey, Radio Patrick, how's it going? You just delete and start. So we have to reset the cluster. Delete and restart where? Yeah. I'm gonna wipe the machine and start again for the sake of my own sanity and understanding a little bit more. I think it's a safer bet. Go through some of it and try and learn a little bit more as I go through it. Oh, I have to use my cube. Yeah. What machine is it running on? It's running on a little Linux bot sat beside me. Little mini PC. One of that's 7. I've got one of them. That's a spare. One of these. Yeah. So I have a couple of these now. So the goal is just to install Kubernetes on them. I do have other machines I can dedicate. Got an HP Pro Desk refurbished a few months ago. That thing is super sweet. Yeah. Honestly, one of these machines, one of the newer ones with 64 gig in it, would be a perfect dev machine for most dev. These things that for like, if you can get one for like $500 or $600, I think it's a sweet spot for just performance to size, because then you could travel with it as well. That reminds me that I also have a small box. I should just repurpose it to a small Linux box. It surprised me how much I can actually swap out on a machine so small. Yeah, I mean, this thing is really tiny, completely silent, and for this purpose, you know, low power. It's plugged in on my desk, and yeah, it's perfect. Um, and again, if I'm gonna play, I want to play on these things because it's easier than having a full machine, right? If I have a full tower and whatnot, then I've got to worry about the power and I've got to worry about all the wiring and all that sort of stuff. Whereas this is just literally sat on my desk with a power cord plugged in, and that's it. Can run most apps at 100 meg of RAM. Yeah, so with 32 gig in there, it's got plenty of storage. And I have done it before, right? I had a what was it? I think I had 8 or 10 pods running when I deployed last time, and it was working fine. My work one. So yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, random question: have you been able to find brown sauce in America? Yes, it is expensive, but yes, I do buy it from time to time. My wife and daughter both love brown sauce. So yeah. Luckily, get another one on a 7-inch screen towards the radio station back end once I get that all finished. Yeah, it's again for what they are. Um, it's brown sauce code. No, brown sauce is a British condiment, similar to ketchup, but much tastier. um, there you go. There's also a few other brands, but that's the best one. That's brown sauce. It's a bit expensive. Yeah, it goes really well with things like bacon and just meat in general. It does pretty good with, but it's yeah, it's got some unique flavor. No, it's not steak sauce. No, it drives my wife nuts how much I put ketchup on. Yeah, I, I don't know. I don't use a lot of condiments, but brown sauce on like Hexic's saying on a bacon sandwich or like sausage and bacon. Yeah, yeah, it's brown. Yeah, but it is delicious. But he just said that exact thing. There we go. We've educated the we've educated people today. What made you bring that up, Hexic? I was Beaks talking about brown sauce, and you're like, hold on. There you go. Okay, still. Yeah. Um. Actually, hold on. I think I might have it on Amazon. Subscribe and save. Oh no, they cancelled the order. Yeah, they cancelled it. Oh no, October 8th is my next delivery. Pack of two. I had a two every 5 months from Amazon. Naming it brown sauce is like poorly naming your variables. Brown sauce tells me nothing about what the sauce is. Afternoon, Mr. Jones. How are you doing? It'd be better as an interface for all brown sauce. I brown sauce, but it's the brown sauce. You come in right near the end and you join in with your little PHP digs. Now I need to know. I mean, yeah, it needs no other name. It is brown sauce. No. I mean, I have a ketchup referred to as, well, tomato sauce, but red sauce as well. Must head out. Thanks for the stream. Apex, thank you very much for coming and hanging out. Have a great day at work. See you soon. Now I need to know before we finish. Condiments in the UK. Worcestershire sauce. A1 sauce was the first. So maybe it is like A1. I thought I'd tried A1. I didn't think A1 tasted like brown sauce. I didn't know A1 sauce came from the UK either. I always associate that with the US. So there you go. Well, look at that correct brown sauce in the wiki. Ketchup plus Worcestershire tastes pretty close to A1, which would make sense. I did not know that A1 sauce was British, though. Huh. There we go. This ends our sauce education for today. Okay, so tomorrow, um, I got some planning to do. I got to figure out what features come next and how to work on them. It might be a lot more back end stuff with trying to do deferred change tracking because information might not be available. HP brown sausage from Holland says here. Right, it's probably made in Holland now. A lot of that stuff is. It's like Coleman's, right? But anyway, we're gonna finish up here. I apologize, I didn't get much done today, but you know, it's bit by bit, day by day. We are going to raid. Oh, he just lined himself up for this one. Nice. So we're gonna raid Andreas. Andreas is in Blazer Hell apparently, so perfect to land you guys into. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably working on more of the changes back end here now. Now this is all merged and in current form. So this first version of changes was great. So it demonstrates what I'm thinking about anyway. Um, so thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care, all. Bye.